Family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Attorney Tommy Sinyard on behalf of Sinyard Law, and again, proud to be a sponsor of All Things Football here on ESPN Radio. My son Bart and I started our own law firm July 1 and are very proud and excited to be bringing you our 50 years of collective national award-winning injury trial law experience. Check us out on the web, sinyardlaw.com.
Sinyard Law, nationally recognized, locally respected.
Two Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. Two Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at twomaidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. Two Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
But two words we live by. The coach we follow. All
right, blow the horn. Let's go.
The famous call we love to hear.
Touchdown, Alabama!
It's good to be a Bama fan. Join us Saturday as the Crimson Tide brave Death Valley to battle the LSU Tigers. Our coverage begins at 3 on your home for Alabama football.
Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Halloween, expect mostly cloudy sky. High temperature going to top out in the lower 70s for the afternoon. Majority of us will be remaining dry, but a passing shower or two cannot be completely ruled out.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Priority number one here, starting the new week. Cordero is your winner of a Pick 2 Friday. Congratulations to Cordero. He was actually our last caller in on Friday for a Pick 2 Friday. We're live here from Woody Anderson Ford, closing down another month here at Woody Anderson Ford, but the showroom is just as lovely as it always is. How are you, Wes Neighbors?
Doing good. Got my hybrid in. Took possession of it last Friday.
Really?
Yes. It's awesome. Yeah. What a car.
This is usually where we go back into the weekend and kind of sift through what we saw from over the weekend. So let me at least just go through the scores, because there was one that just jumped out and surprised me during my day on Saturday. Missouri, a 13-point win at South Carolina, 23-10 was that final score. That really surprised me.
Well, so I watched that game. Missouri has a lot of talent. You start watching them, they have talent. They had more talent than South Carolina.
Auburn beat Missouri.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I watched that game too. Missouri should have won that game 3 times. They had the better team, and better team doesn't always win the game. So
Georgia, in my opinion, with a kind of a lackluster performance, especially in the second half, but it was just too much over the Gators, 42-20.
Well, yeah, the game wasn't close. They don't have the talent to stay with Georgia. It looked like a 1-year-old tiger playing with a rat. That's what it looked like, right? They don't know quite how to put it out of his misery, but it never was a contest. I thought the score of the Kentucky-Tennessee game.
Yeah, I was about to go there.
But actually, Kentucky had chances not to ever win the game, but to make it they were competing more, in my mind, than Georgia was, Florida was with Kentucky. The big turnover early.
44-6 was that final score for the Vols.
Yeah, not getting a couple times on 4th down and turning the ball over. I mean, they turned the ball over 3 times in the second half, and you're not going – Tennessee's too good. I mean, and not covering number 11, I think he's invisible. Alabama never seemed to want to cover him.
Well, what is he dressing up for Halloween tonight? Is it a ghost?
Yeah, I guess he's
no, uncoverable.
Yeah, he looks like Whoopi Goldberg in that movie. No, she wasn't a ghost. What was the guy that was a ghost?
Oh, gosh, that was Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. That's the last time I watched Whoopi anyway.
Ole Miss gets a win on the road at A&M, 31-28. That was a very entertaining game.
You talk to anybody from A&M, they won that game. I mean,
just listen to Jimbo today.
Oh, I know.
Jimbo, just went through the list and did sort of have a comment to say about Lane Kiffin talking to his players today. Lane Kiffin did talk to the media today, as Ole Miss is on a bye week as they get ready for Alabama next weekend. And then we go to the Arkansas-Auburn game, and it really felt like Fred Talley, reincarnation of 2002, of Arkansas just running right through Auburn. 41-27 is that final score. Really wasn't that close.
No, they didn't look like Auburn got much done in their off week.
So, new athletic director and new coach. For those that don't know, I'm sure you probably know that Harson's been fired, but Cadillac is your interim head coach for the Auburn Tigers, and I can also report to you from...
That's so interesting you say that. So after the Penn State thing, I had somebody that's really close to Auburn text me and says, should we fire him right now? And I didn't think so. I know why they fired him. They fired him before the athletic director got there.
The entire crew from Boise has also been fired, so your offensive coordinator's gone. So Jeff Schmedling is still employed as of now, but Keesaw's gone, Urschler's gone, Beadle has been gone.
Who's going to coach the team? What are they doing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I can get they fired Harsin because they want to move on and they want to fire him before the president gets there, so it's not the first thing he does.
Yep.
It's fire the coaches. I'm sure he said that the hiring of the athletic director is not coincidence. He says, okay, I'll be the athletic director, but you're going to have to fire him before I get there. I'm not going to be – first job I'm not going to do is fire Harsin. So I just think that was a mistake. They fired all the Boise guys. They sent them all back to Idaho.
Later. That is being reported by –
How many people did they fire?
So this is being reported, let's see here, by multiple Auburn sources. Justin Hokanson was the first up out of the gate, so give him credit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, total of 5 different people from the on-field coaching staff have been let go today.
Wow. Man. So what's their plan? Who's going to do the work of those 5 people?
That is why Auburn canceled their press conference today at 1:30. I'm sure they will have something certainly by Wednesday when the teleconference comes around, but Cadillac is your interim head coach.
Poor Cadillac.
For the Auburn Tigers. Now, this just happened. So Mike Leach meets with the media at 3:30, and that didn't happen. Didn't meet with him at 4 o'clock. It happened at 4:30. I mean, right before we came on. So in his back and forth, well, first up, he had this to say about prepping for the Auburn Tigers this week.
They're good. I mean, they're good. They definitely have players. I mean, Auburn's full of a bunch of players that had offers all over the conference. It's not like us and everybody else wanted those guys on their team. But now we just got to go out and play well. Play together, play well.
So that little part right there, I listened to his sales pitch, and I really wonder, is Mike Leach okay? I mean, honestly, is Mike Leach?
Well, he just lost his athletic director. Think about that.
Yeah,
the guy that hired him.
No, I mean Mike Leach physically is.
No, but what I'm saying is a lot of pressure on him now.
Yes,
because the guy that supports him and hired him is gone.
That's right.
So, I mean, there's a lot to that.
Here's your sales pitch, courtesy of Mike Leach, on who to recruit to be the next athletic director at Mississippi State University.
You were talking about all the things that are important for you in whoever the next athletic director is. I mean, where are you kind of at mentally right now? You're leading this program and kind of with that uncertainty, how does that kind of sit with you?
I just ignore it and just worry about the day-to-day, the next meeting, the next practice.
Mike, obviously, you've been at Mississippi State a few years now. I guess what would your pitch be, to a new person interested in being the athletic director? Why is being the athletic director at Mississippi State a good job in your eyes?
I think it's a great job because this is a great place to live, and then also, the people you work with are great too. At least, it's not perfect. I would definitely purge a couple, but not very many. I mean, less here than most places, and so that immediately sticks it above, other places. So I think it's a fantastic place. I think it's a very down to earth place, and I think it's a pragmatic place that. That tries to figure out solutions to problems rather than get wound up, politically kissing too many rings. I mean, they're trying to solve the problem, which is, I think, the correct approach. And then I think that, hang on, I got a cough. And then, the biggest thing, you want a guy that really wants to be here, really wants to do it, and you want a guy that stays out of your way, that understands that, the coaches for all the sports, they're there for a reason, and the athletic director's role is to provide support, not coach, And those athletic directors are the best ones. I've been really lucky. I've been around some great athletic directors. When I was at Kentucky, C.M. Newton was the athletic director. When I was at Oklahoma, Joe Castiglione was the athletic director. When I was at Washington State, Bill Moose was the athletic director. So we need somebody that's really either of those three. As a matter of fact, we ought to call Bill. Who knows?
That's Mike Leach.
Sounds like everybody that's there that needs a mask on from getting whatever he got.
There was a first, by the way. Now, you tell me whether or not you hear what I hear in this part of an answer from Mike Leach.
You going out the door?
John Cohen stories. I'll be able to think of a lot. Well, he's a real smart guy, studies things and stays on top of them. His hours are almost opposite of mine. Goes to bed about 8 o'clock and gets up about 4.
Hey, you hear it? Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah. He's sounding rough. He's sick, I believe.
Oh, boy. So, even with all of that going on, of all the press conferences that I heard today, the one that stood out the most was how Brian Kelly started his press conference today.
Well, it's a big day, as you know. It's Nick Saban's birthday, so I want to wish him a happy birthday. This off, and maybe that'll soften things up a little bit. But you can always start a press conference by throwing a little happy birthday wish out to your opposing coach.
Sounded like he ran up the stairs. Just got there on time, yeah.
By the way, Brian Harson's birthday tomorrow, November 1st.
Well, that's going to be a good birthday for him. He's 30 days away from getting $15 million.
Half of it. Half of it.
Oh.
He gets half in 30 days, then the other half in 4 easy payment installments.
So $37 million is what Auburn's paid out to the last 2 coaches the last 3 years.
Chris Lowe tweeted that out. $37 million not to coach football at Auburn University.
That's a lot of money. I mean, we'll see. I'm so interested to see who Auburn ends up hiring.
Who would be first on your list? If you're Cohen,
and I can hire anybody,
and you can hire anybody,
even if you don't think they'll come. Nick Saban. Second on the list.
Let's take that off the table.
Smart.
Let's take that off the table.
So, I mean, Tennessee's coach. What a job he's done.
Yep.
Yeah. So
why wouldn't you at least give a ring to
I might call him first because of
Josh
his age.
Heupel?
Yeah. I might call him first because everybody else has. I mean, Coach Saban's. Anyway, I'd get him a raise. I'd make Tennessee pay for having to keep him, which he's going to get anyway this year.
The names that are being bantied about right now by Auburn Nation. You got any feel
names
for Dion or?
I think Dion
Freeze.
Freeze just signed a contract. We talked about that earlier. I don't think there's any reason for him to go to Auburn with the money he's making where he is. That, and he just signed it. I mean, why would you be thinking? And now he has a $2 million buyout, so he signed that. I mean, whoever Auburn's they've been talking to, they know who will come. I don't think he signs that contract. I think he might agree to it and wait to sign it. But why would he do that? I don't see that happening. I don't see Hugh Freeze going at this time. Now, if he hadn't signed the contract, I'd say that's who I would have hired. But Lane Kiffin, of course, is everybody's talking about.
Did he sign the contract? I mean, I know we saw reports of the deal. I don't know if I remember reading that he signed the deal.
Well, I don't think.
I know I'm talking a little semantics here,
but
I
mean, it's with Liberty Baptist School. So who's going to negotiate with and supposed to be a church school and then agree to it and then not take it?
Lane Kiffin.
Well, yeah, but he's not. We're not talking about Lane Kiffin.
Would Lane Kiffin be on your list?
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin's a good coach. Now he has a lot of baggage, and I don't know how stable he is.
Well, there is some,
but I don't. Just something about that. I just don't think that he's going to go from Ole Miss to Auburn. Although there is precedent.
I was about to say. Please say a pine box. Please say a pine box, right?
Well, we heard the reason for that too, though.
Yes, we did.
Ole Miss made some promises and then reneged the next day. So, but I think Dion has done good. I was shocked that he's done as well as Jackson said he's had. How he do at Auburn, I have no idea. to me, you got to hire somebody that can recruit and that has college experience. And you know, so those three that we've mentioned would be in there, you know. But I would want somebody with SEC school experience also. So to me, I'm not hiring a guy that hasn't been a head coach in the Southeastern Conference. That's me.
What about Urban Meyer?
I mean,
would you call him?
If I was athletic director, yeah, I'd probably call and see what he had to say. I mean, he's not very well liked, and his reputation is pretty much in smatters, but he took Florida and
hard to beat that resume everywhere he's been.
Ohio State,
Bowling Green.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. He's would he even want to come back? You know, he had a headache and quit Florida, left Florida. You know, I don't know if he. Listen, whoever comes to Auburn has to think outside the box. Like
it's a big job.
Yeah. Like Heupel did at Tennessee. You got to think outside the box.
That's right.
You can't go there. I mean, Heupel built his team.
I really like that Heupel, call Heupel.
You know what's so impressive to me about Tennessee is the way their defense is playing.
Yes.
And the way that they're flying around and making plays. And as Heupel says, having fun, that's the key. That's what they look like they're doing.
Secondary played their best game of the year Saturday.
No question. And they play well because they get a pass rush. At number 6, he's the leader of the defense. 33 makes plays. You see him all over the field. And you're starting to think that maybe the Nebraska shouldn't have hired that guy away from Central Florida unless they took Heupel with them. It's kind of like what I said about who was the coach before Jimbo? Kevin Sumlin. Kevin Sumlin's not in coaching right now.
He is not.
The offensive coordinator that made him such a good coach at Houston and Texas A&M is the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. So
they're 3-5, by the way, but nonetheless, he's got himself a very coveted position.
Yeah, they think about the NFL now. It's very competitive. And every game is decided by average about 2.5 points. So if you're
our guy Chad chimes in and says Brett Bielema. He's turned around Illinois. He made us be a Big Ten guy.
Yeah, he's a Big Ten guy. I'm interested in who was the coach that just got fired from Carolina Panthers? Matt Rule. Matt Rule.
He is owed $40 million by Carolina, but if he gets another job, Carolina doesn't owe him that money.
None of it?
None of it.
Oh, wow. I think I'd take at least a year off and think about it. How much is it a year? How many years is it?
I don't know that answer. 256-576-4.
Sounds like he need to go to the Alabama Witness Protection Program. And you know,
and Harsin both in the in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, they need to go to the car wash is what they call it. You can only work there so long.
256-576-4977. That is the phone number. Polo has chimed in. Been a while since we heard from you, Polo. How are you?
Guys, I'm good. How you doing today?
Doing well.
Hey, kind of a bizarre question. It really don't even mean anything, but I'm just curious about it. So, I heard Wes say when they hired the AD, he probably said, "Hey, I don't want to fire Harsin or whatever." But would that be the only reason they would have got? I mean, why today, other than the fact we're terrible? So,
well, I think it's because that's what he said.
Yeah.
I think he said he wasn't going to. He needs to be fired.
I am not hiring or firing your football coach as soon as I take over.
That's not going to be the first thing.
That has to be done before I step foot.
Who do you think made that phone call or said, "Hey, come into my office"? Who would have done that?
The president.
The president of the university. That's what I read. I think.
Yep.
Okay.
And when the president called him to his office, he knew already.
Yep.
Oh, of course, he's been expecting it.
Well, that was part of the press release from Auburn as well. When we all were informed right before noon, it was. I'm trying to pull it up so I can read it to you verbatim.
Well, I mean, it was on the show. Tom somehow knew that it was going
I told him because of the email that I got at 11:51.
You got an email from who?
I got an email from Auburn Athletics, and it reads, Auburn University has decided to make a change in the leadership of the Auburn University football program. President Roberts made the decision after a thorough review and evaluation of all aspects of the football program. Auburn will begin an immediate search for a coach that will return the Auburn program to a place where it is consistently competing at the highest level and representing the winning tradition that is Auburn football.
So, poor Cadillac and the 6 guys he has working for him, I don't know how they're going to do it. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, you got all these assistants, but there's a lot of game playing. I mean, who do they play next?
Mississippi State. That was the other reason why I wanted to play Mike Leach.
At Mississippi State?
At Mississippi State.
Yeah, that was fantastic, by the way. I'm so glad you played that. I mean, it's got I agree with everything you said, Wes. It has to be this time. It has to be somebody with SEC experience because I think Harson's a really good guy. He seems like a good guy.
No, yeah. I mean, I think he's a good coach. He's just didn't.
I think you be a high-level coach, but you got to pull in the same direction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he,
and that never happened.
No. I mean, truthfully, I think he made mistakes. No, he's not. I mean, you have to hire people that understand how to recruit the South, and you can't just go after the same guys they went after Boise, right? I mean, you can't do it. You can't recruit the same way.
Yeah.
In the story,
Well, he didn't have that cat across the state from him either. Who's the best there is. So.
But there's so many players. I don't see. I have trouble with that because Coach Saban can only sign 25. They act like he gets to sign 75.
Not this year and next year, but that's the.
What are you talking about this year, next year?
Because of COVID, you can sign as many as you want to this year and next year.
Oh, I thought you could sign up to 28. Anyway, you can sign as many as you want to, but you only get 95 scholarships. Okay, right. So you only can sign so many. Everybody gets 95. There's so many players out there, and if you work hard and evaluate your players as people and as football players, listen, it doesn't do any good to get 10 cats in here and they'd be smoking pot before the game, like one school. You get 10 5-stars. Yeah, and whatever they were, it's you got to get good people. Not that some good people don't smoke pot. I'm not trying to pigeonhole it, but you got to follow the rules, or you're not going to be there. And it's like, yeah.
Could you imagine Nick Saban walking in the showers and smelling pot? I would love to. If that would be must-see TV if that would happen at the University. Well, that never would happen at the University of Alabama. But
he struck out anyway. So,
you got anything for us, Polo?
No, I just wanted to know. I mean, if you guys, what you answered it while I was on waiting. But like I said, I hadn't talked to you in a while. It was good to talk to you guys.
Likewise. Thanks for calling. I'm good to hear your voice, dude.
Yeah.
All right, man. Y'all take care. Okay. Talk to you later.
Let's squeeze in Mark before our first time out. What do you say, Mark?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
We're doing well, thank you.
I think with the Auburn situation, it's really more systemic. Now, I don't have to go into a lot of details there. I mean, you fired Gene Chizik. I think it all went downhill after that. That's just my view. I think there's a lot of people probably would agree with me on him. And I guess from an Alabama perspective, this is great news in terms of, your arch rival over there every other year is changing coaches. All that does is put you back. I think, what is it, Wes? I know there's a formula out there. You change your coach, you go back about, 2 years or so in recruiting, just because you're going to lose this year and the next.
Well,
right?
I think
it's a little different with the portal, but
Coach Heupel has changed a little bit of that thing, and it gives everybody hope.
Yeah,
and I think that again, I think Auburn just has to recruit well. They don't have to recruit against Alabama. They just have to get their share. Alabama can only sign so many, and there are plenty of players out there. If you're willing to do the right things and have the discipline to win. And the NIL, to me, makes that discipline harder to keep a hold of. And
let me ask you,
but you still do it because Tennessee's doing it, right? Tennessee's doing it.
Certainly are.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Auburn has yet to make a commitment to its football program in terms of going out and getting a quality coach. You're going to pay the kind of money. I'll use Alabama. When Alabama did it, we all were like, wow, okay, 4-point-something million back when Saban came. Auburn has yet to commit to that kind of money when you look at, I know that Gus Malzahn, got that huge contract, but I'm talking about go now and get. And if I were an Auburn fan, I would say, you know what, this is our time. You cannot make another mistake. Cannot. And so if I'm Auburn,
who are you going to go get?
You've got to. Well, first of all, I think you got to go to the NFL. I don't think you're going to get anybody. Auburn right now, if I'm a coach in college, why would I go to Auburn? It's a better question. Clearly, you're not going to be the guy. Well, let me say this. You're not going to be the guy. Like Saban, when he came to Alabama, he told Mal Moore, I'm not coming unless I'm the guy. And so that's going to be problem number one. So I think it's going to be hard to get somebody who's credible that they can go pay $80 million for an 8-year contract. That's what Auburn's got to do.
I guarantee for $80 million, you're going to find a lot of credible people.
You are.
There's one in College Station that got that kind of a deal. How's that working out?
Well, he's not very, I never did like him, but
I never understood that.
But I think the full West. Auburn is not a good track record. And I love Pat Dye. It wasn't Pat Dye. A lot of people think it was Dye that was the one who, kept interfering. But there's something at Auburn that until they get that cleaned up, it's just going to be average, 7-4, 8-4, forever.
Well, nothing lasts forever. Gene Chizik, to me, they shouldn't have fired him in the first place. They fired him because they wanted Malzahn back. And then I don't think they should have fired him. I don't think they had a choice but to fire Harsin in the end.
After what went down in February, there was no other direction.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is I thought that he could have had a decent season and survived. But I didn't think that they did a good job of coaching this team this year.
Threw the chips in for Zach Calzada, and that never worked out with his shoulder.
Yeah, that to me, when you look back at it, didn't think at the time that was a death knell. Yeah. When they had to go with these two quarterbacks, one without experience. Listen, I think this quarterback down there could be a decent player. I really do.
Robbie
Ashford. He has a lot of. He does some good stuff in every game. Not a lot of experience.
We have to take our first time out. We'll continue to take your phone calls on the other side. Your reaction of what happened down on the Plains.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314. Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to tap into human emotion. First with some music. Then in a serious tone I'll say, save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. And even though it was about saving money with Progressive, we'll fade out the music so you know it was poignant. Wow, powerful stuff. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
After a long, hot summer, there's nothing quite like the cool, crisp mornings of fall in Huntsville, Alabama. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's time to get out there. Whether it's hunting, camping, boating, biking, or kayaking, we've got the F-150 to take you there. It's truck month at Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got 2022 F-150s in stock on the lot, ready for your driveway today. And with your good credit, get financing as low as 2.9% for up to 60 months. This offer ends 10/31. Being the best-selling truck in America for 44 years in a row is no small feat. But I promise you, if you come drive an F-150, you'll understand. Woody Anderson Ford has nearly 100 F-150s to choose from and lots of colors and option packages. One of these is right for you. Truck month at Woody Anderson Ford. Exceptional deals on all our trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. And a great selection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. Woody Anderson Ford, corner of Jordan and Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentives, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyandersonford.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here on campus, we're live here at Woody Anderson Ford. Coach Nick Saban met with the media today, gave an injury update.
Is there anything new on availability for DJ Dale or Jaheim Otis?
Yeah, I think both guys are going to start back to practice this week. We'll kind of, determine how they do during the course of the week and what their availability will be when the game comes.
So that is potential good news there defensively for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Well, when Raheem Otis does the right thing, he is a handful. So,
even though it's a bye week, Lane Kiffin met with the media.
When your name comes up in jobs like this, do you address it with your team? Does it come up when you talk to recruits, that kind of thing?
I never do with the team. Never have. Recruits, you deal with that all the time. I would guess any time that you've probably taken jobs, and haven't been at one place forever, I bet every coach gets that. So I get that all the time from recruits. That's just part of it. And recruiting is competitive, and that gets used against us. And so we've been dealing with that for a long time. So it would be nothing new.
Man, you talking about that guy. Think about it. All the craziness that has gone on with him in coaching and coaching searches from, he's been fired on a tarmac, right? He coached at Tennessee for a year and left. He coached for the Los Angeles Raiders. And,
Oakland.
Oakland Raiders at the time. And then one of the most bizarre scenes ever, the owner came out with all these allegations.
Oh, yeah.
That was nuts. That was before he went to Tennessee. He leaves Alabama in the middle of was let go because they weren't prepared for the game, and he wasn't doing his job, so Coach Saban let him go. I still think if he was prepared for that game and Coach Saban didn't let him go,
different outcome.
But then he comes to Ole Miss. It's just he is.
Lane was asked one more question earlier in the press conference about the firing at Auburn.
What does it say about where your field is going right now that a coach in your division, Brian Harsin, was let go less than 2 years into his tenure today?
Yeah, we were in meetings, so I actually didn't know that. So, that's never, when you've been through something like that, you obviously have empathy for people, and it is what it is, a profession. I'm not complaining because the profession gets paid a lot of money and it's part of it. But, when everybody roots for everybody to get fired and it's so great and everything, it's not that person. It's a ton of people besides his family and, a lot, especially because the staffs have increased now where kids are uprooted from schools and all those things. So I understand why fans root for it. I get it all, but there's a very personal side to it. A lot of adults, kids that when something like that happens are going to be affected.
Personal side to it. Is that kind of like, hey, what are you dressing up for at Halloween?
Think about,
I wonder if Jimbo's got a Joker mask there for me.
Well, that's because he called him a Joker.
Yeah.
A clown. He called him a clown. So I get it. One thing I do, so I've only met Lane one time through all this.
Really?
Yeah. He wouldn't know me from Adam's House Cat.
Wow.
And I met him in Murfreesboro at the
MTSU,
and I was
FAU game.
You know how much I go see my children, and I've been down there several times. No, I think I met him another time. I shook his hand at a practice, but other than that, because he never was around, I was with him.
Well, you said 1 year he wasn't calling plays.
Yeah. He I tell you the people. So Charlie Weiss is.
He's now the OC at Ole Miss.
Well, okay. So it wasn't him. It was the son of the Baylor coach that got fired. Isn't he in Arkansas now?
He's at Arkansas.
Yeah. So he was his first coordinator, and he took over half of the year. The first
Kendall
year.
Briles.
He called the plays the first three games, and then he took over calling the plays. And I'm sure he's doing a lot of suggestions. He doesn't need a lot. He is a brilliant guy when it comes to offense. He's just flaky. But as he's gotten older, and he's starting to mature. Now, I guess he has an 18-year-old daughter, which will do it to you, right? You got to mature then. You see, you know what I'm saying?
You would think, yeah.
In a lot of ways.
The whole Juice Kiffin thing, the dog, came via the daughter. And then we get the introspective Lane Kiffin earlier this fall of, I need Oxford more than Oxford needs me.
Right. So I think he's been, for honestly, sober for a year. So I think that makes a huge difference. I didn't take a really hard look at their schedule. But their schedule's helped them this year because it's back-end loaded. I didn't think they'd be as good because of they lost their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Lost everybody.
Their strength coach. They lost everybody, yeah. And for him to turn this around and do what he's done. Now, he started getting a little bit during camp of the scouts talking about, hey, Lane has some talent. That receiver's really good. Quarterback looks good. So
we were not talking about Judkins, though, at media days.
Yeah, well, no, of course, yeah. He's a freshman, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
from Alabama.
Yeah. Where part of Alabama's from? He's from the same place. Somebody told me he was from the same place as Smoke, right?
No.
You following? That wasn't you following?
No, it was not. That part I do know.
Yeah, that guy's good.
Yeah, I have it on the tip of my tongue, but I just cannot come up with.
Lane can he's
Pike Road. He went to Pike Road.
It's right outside of Montgomery. That's right. So, yeah.
That's from the Ole Miss website. Just me looking it up real quickly. Now, in the Ole Miss Texas A&M game, there was video of Lane talking to Aggie players during the game.
So?
And Jimbo was asked about it today.
Do you have a response to Lane Kiffin caught on camera yelling at your players and some of the words?
I'm not going to get in. I'll let the league and everybody else handle how they're going to handle that. And never mind, I'll be quiet.
Back behind the lights to the right, Ben.
I can't. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Jimbo was also asked about going bowling.
How important is it for this program to win, or to be bowl eligible by season's end?
Well, it's always important. You always want to go to a bowl game. I think it always that's one of your goals in which you set, and that gives you 15 more practices and as much as anything, do that before you even go to the bowl game. Or 15 or 12 or how many. Usually it's around 14, 15 practices, and that's time for your guys. Anytime you play, you get better. And you want to you always want to be a bowl. That's one of your goals, is to be in a bowl. And that's one of our goals, and we need to do that.
Let's head to the Birmingham Bowl, baby. Let's ride.
Well, maybe you'll win a game in Alabama this year.
Will Texas A&M be bowl eligible? I know they've still got Auburn on their schedule.
Man, I tell you, Cadillac has a tough road to hoe. Not only do you fire the coach, so I mean, Cadillac went in who's going to be in the box? Who's going to call the plays?
He's got a lot on his plate.
Man, I feel sorry.
So A&M this week they take on the Florida Gators. Then they're at Auburn. They host the Minutemen from UMass, and then they close things out at home against LSU.
No, they're not going. No, they're not going bowling, I don't believe.
So there is occasion where a 5-win team could go into a bowl.
Who cares?
Well, clearly Jimbo does. Let's take our final timeout. Phillip, I promise if you stick with us, we will start the final segment with you as we're live here at Woody Anderson Ford. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Paid for by the committee to elect Sam Gavan, 100 Washington Street, Huntsville, Alabama, 35801.
For the last 4 years, Sam Gavan has been working for you here in Madison County.
As a state senator, Sam Gavan has fought to keep taxes low and fought against government expansion. Sam Gavan has also successfully advocated for additional funds for roads and bridges in Huntsville and Madison County. And he's worked with Governor Ivey to bring more jobs and industry to Huntsville. We need Sam Gavan to keep working for us in the state Senate. The failed policies of Joe Biden have led to record inflation and higher prices on everything. We don't need to expand his policies here in Alabama. We need Sam Gavan. He's a conservative who has fought for real-world solutions to protect the families of Madison County. Sam Gavan has also worked with Governor Ivey to fight back against the bad policies of the Biden administration. And Sam Gavan will always fight for us. Vote to keep Sam Gavan working for us. On November 8th, vote Sam Gavan for State Senate.
The Huntsville Sports Commission, a not-for-profit organization, is driven by the love of sports. November brings some great sporting events to the Rocket City, including the AVCA Fall Collegiate Beach Championships November 4th through 6th, the Gulf South Conference Soccer Championship November 3rd through 6th, and the NCAA Division I Regional Cross Country Championships November 10th and 11th. For the love of sports, the Huntsville Sports Commission. Find out more at huntsvillesports.org.
Southern Fidelity Mortgage. Think of them as a loan for everyone, offering more products than anyone else and the guaranteed lowest rates and costs in town. Of the 2,000 loans that Southern Fidelity Mortgage has pre-approved over the last 10 years, all but one have closed. That's unprecedented in the banking business. For FHA, VA, rural development, and conventional mortgages, for the best mortgage experience in town, it's Southern Fidelity Mortgage.
Call Southern Fidelity Mortgage Company at 256-656-5936.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. They actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce. It's definitely a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it's spicy and it's full of flavor. When you pair that with the Kale Crunch Salad, it's just good.
Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Halloween, expect mostly cloudy sky. High temperature going to top out in the lower 70s for the afternoon. Majority of us will be remaining dry, but a passing shower or two cannot be completely ruled out. Heading into your Monday night, expect mostly clouds to continue. Low temperatures going to be falling into the lower 50s. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The best in local sports talk from the 256. We are local.
When you're number one, you don't have to worry.
We are award-winning. Thank you for listening. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You'll be set for life.
Final call for phone calls here on a Monday edition of The Drive. We're live here on campus at Woody Anderson Ford. Appreciate the fine folks letting us come on over and take a look at what could be a very nice holiday for you to come on by here and pick up a new ride, or if you need some service on that vehicle as well. It's over at the service department here at Woody Anderson Ford. On a personal note, I am getting ready for an exhibition basketball game on Wednesday at Auburn, and been prepping a little bit for that, and then got multiple message from the Auburn SID department early this morning. And it did kind of make me think whether or not they knew what was coming for their afternoon, because everything is now set and ready to go for our broadcast, which you can incidentally hear Wednesday night when UAH is at Auburn. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. That'll be right after we're done with the drive. The press releases from Auburn, this is within the last hour. Cadillac named Auburn's interim head coach, and then 10 minutes after that, John Cohen named director of athletics at Auburn University. So that is in sequential order of how it at least came into my email box. 256-576-4977. LSU Lynch is next. How are you?
Saw it. I couldn't do the pick two. We was at the Habit game. Great game Friday night. Great turnout.
Yeah.
But look here. Number one, LSU fans tired of hearing about Auburn. I don't care if they were to hire Broyles or Jeremy Pruitt. Who cares? The color still sucks. The fans still suck. And number two, it's his birthday. So, Wes, are you eating a chicken wing for your coach?
No, I hadn't thought of that. I didn't know that was such. That's what you were supposed to do on birthdays.
LSU is next. So, give me, I'm going to tell you what, give me the 14 or 17 points already that y'all already supposed to whoop our ass out. Ain't happening this year. Ain't happening.
So you don't go by what the poet used to say.
What's that, brother?
The Tide doesn't lose in Baton Rouge.
Well, over here, 5 points. They building some kind of wave machine or something like that. I don't know.
What?
Maybe y'all got some kind of. Maybe y'all got some kind of secret thing going on over here.
It has ballooned to 13. Tide a 13-point favorite.
Yeah, they've been a favorite and they gotten beat a bunch at least once a year for the last
look here.
all but
Look
1 year.
Here. Y'all have beat us the last 5 times at night. So, hey, like I said, that Alabama song from Skinner this year ain't T for Texas or T for Tennessee. So
Yeah, so I used to run out. The good thing about playing in Baton Rouge at night, they always gave the visiting team a free shot on the way out of the tunnel.
Now, was that tequila or whiskey?
It was hard.
All of the above, I bet.
It was Old Corn.
Oh, you got the shine down.
I got it was Old Corn. There was no question.
And it was good, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it'd get me fired up. I was ready then.
Well,
Don't give me a shot of whiskey before the game. That's all I needed.
Apparently it wasn't bad because none of y'all died.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Had little Swedes, had Coke in it.
Oh, Lord.
He means Coca-Cola, people.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
I wouldn't have thought anything else. That's how.
Motar, when he was younger, he sold it like that. Okay. Still got a ring on the bottom. Hey, thank y'all for taking my call. I wanted to hear
Thanks
y'all.
for calling.
I missed your Friday. Y'all doing a good job today. It was a great show. Thank you.
Thank you, LSU Lynch. Just a couple of minutes left. I usually have a question or questions that are my favorite of the day. This one leads the list. This leads the way today. This to Kirby Smart as the Georgia Bulldogs get ready to welcome in who I think is the number one team in the nation, and that is the Tennessee Volunteers.
With this being only the third time in SEC football history that the top two teams from the AP poll have played against each other in the regular season, is this just another conference game, or do you prepare for this any differently way?
No, I don't. We don't prepare for it any differently based on rankings, if that's what you're asking. The rankings, I don't even know the rankings were what they were. I mean, it's a big game, right? There's nothing about a number being in front of it. It would be a big game regardless because both teams are in the East.
There you go.
As an Alabama fan,
gotta be careful of those differently ways.
It's the good news is one of them's going to lose.
I think the loser of Georgia-Tennessee has a cleaner path to the playoffs.
No, I disagree. I disagree with that.
So one loss.
So here's the deal. You know you're going to make it if you win out. You don't know if you're going to make it because if Clemson, if you sit at home in the Southeastern Conference game and USC has one loss and wins their conference. And you look at Clemson has no losses, and Ohio State has no losses, or Michigan, one of the two, you're sitting at home. You can count on it. That's what's going to happen. If you don't play in the SEC, if you play and lose, you still got a shot if it's close. And, of course, it depends on how you lose this game. If you lose by 10 or more points, you're done. If you don't play in the championship game, you don't have because they're going to look back and say, who did Georgia play and beat? Now, if Oregon wins the
Oregon,
but if they win, if they don't,
that would be a one-loss Oregon against a one-loss Georgia.
But that would be a different story if they don't lose again. But I don't think that's going to be the case.
So Tennessee has more to lose.
I think whoever loses this game, you got about a 30% chance or less of making it. Or less of making the finals. Basically, you have a lot happen for you not to. I mean, look how many teams. TCU's still undefeated. There's so many ways you're not going to make it if you lose this game. Because if you don't make the SEC title game, and then what if Tennessee beats Georgia, goes undefeated, and loses in a very close game against Alabama? Is Georgia going to go instead of Tennessee? No, because they lost at home too. So I just think you got to win. To me, this is a must-win for Georgia.
We will talk to you tomorrow. Crimson Tide Rewind comes up next. A big thank you to the fine folks here at Woody Anderson Ford for hosting us.
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost